All right, welcome, guys. This is Breakfast with the Brand, the #1 podcast in the world for entrepreneurs and leaders who want to go from bland to industry leading brand. Listen, if you're tuned in live, go ahead and put your flames in the comments. We have a phenomenal show for you as usual. Shaan, what's up, brother? How you doing? Phenomenal day.
Absolutely phenomenal, no complaints at all. Can you hear my background? Is the music too loud?
I can hear you. I can hear you clearly, guys. Put it in the chat. Put a #1 if you could hear Shaan.
All right, very
I
good,
can hear you
very good.
clearly. Yeah.
All right, very good, very good. So listen, guys, like I said, always travel, always move, always get out and about, right? You got to introduce yourself to the marketplace, different marketplaces. If the same people know you, if you're not getting out of your neighborhood, then your money is limited, your impact is limited, your ability to transform lives is limited.
That's right. So, Shaan, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, I'm in Miami, right? I'm in Miami right now. So, and I had the longest flight. It was a red eye, right? It was a red eye. So we did the leadership leverage, executive coaching community call, and I immediately went to the plane and landed in MIA a couple hours ago. Just rested up real quick, and here we are again, man. Here we are again, ready to hit it. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Travis says, what you listening to? Musical raindrop.
Classy places have classy music, man. You know, that's the little ambiance in the morning in Miami. It's a different energy than New York.
That's right. Quick shout out to Yvette. We have Bobby. Shout out to Bobby.
Phenomenal morning, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Phenomenal morning, everybody.
Shade. Shaan, are we on IG by any chance?
No, sir. Not on IG right now.
All right, no problem. Well, guys, we're going to get right into it. So today we're going to be talking about marketing. If you have any questions, then go ahead and put it in the comments. Shaan, tell us, you seem like you have something to say. Seem like something sparked up.
Guys, I'll be honest to you, right? It doesn't make a difference how good you are at what you do. Right? If there's anything for you to write down right now, I just want you to think about that. Like, it doesn't make a difference how good you are if nobody knows you. It doesn't make a difference whatsoever. You could be the best thing since sliced bread. If nobody knows that you exist, you can't impact lives. And that's marketing. That's marketing. You have to get out. You have to move. You have to be around people. You want to be where the action is, close to the sun. Find out whatever's taking place and make sure that you're there. Spare no expense on this, guys. I guarantee you this. Like, when you invest and you invest and you invest and you invest, there's a certain point, there's a tipping point where investments begin to come back to you in tenfold. You could literally put a zero behind the investments that you've made into yourself and in your brand and in your marketing, and it's a windfall, man. It's a windfall. And not only do you get the money back, but you get to travel the world for free, because people will bring you in to transform lives. You know how you be knocking on doors at first? It's like you're knocking on doors and, jumping in DMs and trying to help people and trying to convince people to let you help them. It switches after you push discipline, dedication, resilience, and consistency. When you push, what happens is the marketplace begins to pull. They begin to pull you. in different directions, and I promise you, like it'll change your life.
That's right. So you're right now. You're actually not on Zoom. So Sean, I know we're doing this on StreamYard right now, but you're doing offline marketing, I would say. So I tell
Yeah,
people all the time, like marketing. People think marketing is all about social media. I guess
not at
it's
all.
just the age that we live in, right? But most successful businesses, they have offline and they have online strategies. Even with a business like Amazon, one of the biggest online businesses in the world, a lot of their sales are generated from direct mail, believe it or not. A lot of their sales. So, guys, you have to have an offline strategy and you have to have an online strategy. Now, that being said, Sean, I know we have many coaches, we have many speakers, we have many consultants looking at this. Based on your experience over the last few years, last 2 or 3 years, what would you recommend as an offline strategy um, for people in that niche?
There is no better offline strategy than speaking. None, not one. I don't care what anybody says. I know about the direct marketing gurus and all that, right? But watch this. Even the direct marketing gurus use communication. They use speaking. They just transform the speaking and the messaging and communication into written word. But again, there's nothing like the physical touch. So we transcend rooms. You have to get in the room, off of Zoom, in the room. We call it shaking hands and kissing babies, and there's going to be a lot of that going on this weekend. You know, when you speak your life, literally, when you speak your life into a crowd, into a room full of people, you give them something that never leaves them. You deposit, you make a deposit in their heart, in their consciousness, in their physiology. When you make them feel something, when you're good at speaking, not just when you open your mouth because you know how to speak. No, when you are good at speaking and you can help people to feel something, strike a chord. Think of a tuning fork. When you strike a chord inside of someone's chest and create that vibration, that never leaves. That's called harmony. That harmony resonates. Now I want you to think real quick. I just one second. I want you to think about the Pied Piper. There's a story about the Pied Piper. So the Pied Piper could use his voice, use his voice to create followers and lead them wherever he went.
That's right. And I guess that voice is also your messaging.
Come on, man.
You know what's interesting, Sean? You know, I'm in the direct marketing space, and many direct marketers will tell you that some of them write speeches. They write
Hmm.
their speeches. They speak. So many direct marketers speak. But one strategy that direct marketers use is they will write something, let's say for an ad or for some kind of speech, and literally, and I think Dan Kennedy said this. He will write a presentation because he speaks as well. So he will write a presentation. Some of them will close from the stage. He'll close some people from the stage. But for those of them who don't close from the stage, all he does is he translates his entire speech into a sales letter and he mails it out. He
Yeah.
retargets them by literally just taking his same speech, the same speech that he delivered vocally. He puts it in a letter and then he just sends it out. Yeah, so
And
that's interesting.
it serves the same purpose that we talk about all the time, which is to attract your ideal client and repel your unideal client. That's what it is. When you see me travel, when you see a speaker travel, the speaker is traveling to places where they've pulled him to come, right? So I've been pulled, I've been compelled, I've been pulled to come, I've been paid to come. I want you to understand that too. Like we don't fly around on our own dime. So if you want to like get out the house and travel the world and see phenomenal places and live a phenomenal life and enjoy different tastes, sounds, sights, and experiences, communication and speaking is it, and marketing is it. You must do it. You cannot not do it. You see this thing here? This changed my life, literally. This right here changed my life.
That's right. Bobby says this is next level execution here. Love to see it.
Come on, Bobby about to get on the road. He might not know it yet, but he about to get on the road.
Oh yeah. Guys, listen, we're gonna go to a short break, but when we come back, we'll be talking more about marketing. If you have any questions, which you should, right? Because Sean is there, you should have a few questions. I want you to save those questions for after the break, excuse me. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
All right, listen. I'm just a kid from Harlem who God chose to show his favor. Themselves while improving the lives of others. I said Shaan Rais. I'm proud. I said Shaan Rais. Leadership is not the brand they made for us.
Listen, he brought fire, heat. He didn't hold back.
20 years down the line, what I could sell, why not serve first? Service over salary. Branding like a leader closes the gap for people who want branding. Speaking like a leader closes the gap for people who are nervous about speaking. If Steve Jobs would have speculated, we wouldn't have Apple.
He changed lives. He helped people open up their business and start their business.
We are the brand. Some people say, Sean, should I quit my job? Mentally, yes.
As a speaker too, to be able to learn from him and watch him and you know, game respects game. And I want to have that much game someday.
The right client, pay $500,000 for what you do. You have to be bold in your beliefs.
He has been an amazing asset to this event and a pleasure to work with. Very captivating, collaborative, worked very well with the audience.
I want to help you. Put a 0 behind your number, right?
The session was great. How he is online, virtually, he is even more phenomenal in person.
Be the face of change that you want to see. Stop asking questions and start giving demands.
The entire team has just been absolutely incredible. They are a joy to work with. They go above and beyond.
Give yourself a round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. The reason why I did this and what I do is help leaders to become brands and brand themselves. You train people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. I teach authenticity marketing. If people can take advantage of you, they will in your personal or professional existence.
My biggest takeaway just from day one is you are the brand. I would recommend it to anybody that's really looking to build a personal brand.
Just the brand in general has changed my life. I've grown so much since I've been a part of this.
I see myself in what he does, and I believe in it just as much as I believe in myself.
All right.
Hey guys, we're back. We're back.
So, I want to see something. Just give me a second. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. There we go. Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna take you guys on a trip. Let's see. Let's just see how it works. You guys a little roundabout. Super organic, guys. Trust me. Super organic, super official. I hope you guys are having fun. want to take you with me, let you see some sites. Some people say, "Oh, I don't know if it's if it's all what it's cracked up to be." That's a green screen. I don't know. That might be a green screen. All right, we're gonna see. All right, this is not the green screen as you can see, right? Yeah, okay. Boom. Ah, all right. You see that? Can you see it? We still on?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Yes. 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 Let's go. Let's go. Talk to me, guys. What are your thoughts? What kind of creativity does this bring to mind? What kind of creativity? What kind of thoughts about marketing yourself now? How do you feel about marketing yourself now? Right? You got to get out the house, man. We outside, like it's over. Like it's over. There's nothing stopping you but you. Your success is all around you and it's waiting for you. What are you waiting for? Whose permission? Whose permission are you going to wait for to give your family this? Come on, man. Come on. The best time was 10 years ago. The next best time is right now. If you don't know what marketing is, you better find out. And you better find out the right way. Let me go stay right here. Let me go stay right here.
I was about to say, I think you better probably should just stay by the pool, man. Instead
Yeah,
of going
yeah,
to
yeah. Why not,
stay.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, guys,
Talk,
put it in the comments. Like, okay, I see some people coming in. This is definitely worth like and share the broadcast. There you go. Yeah, Sean, I think it's great to sometimes show the people what it looks like. Some people, because a lot of the times you might talk about something. When I say you, I mean just in general, right? But people believe what they see. People
come
believe what
on.
they see. So it's great to be able to see the result of marketing.
Share
Now
this
let's
out,
talk about.
guys. Share this out, man. Share this out. Like it, tag it, yeah, all that good stuff. But share it out with your people so they can see it too, right? Because when we say impact, income, and independence, this is the independence piece is what we're talking about. When I talk about like business, people don't like business generally, right? But we don't do business for business's sake. And it's not everybody hears me talk about the money, the money, the money. They might get it misconstrued, you know what I mean, Junior, and think, okay, he's looking for money. No, I'm looking for freedom. I'm looking for freedom. There's a lot of people right now rushing to work, and I rush to excitement, enjoyment, and empowerment. That's the difference.
Yes, sir. Let's get into it, Sean. Let's talk about message to market match. So you mentioned that speaking is one of the best strategies.
The
As a speaker, well, the
best,
best strategy.
best strategy.
As a speaker, how do you really get that message to market match? I could imagine. I mean, you're up on stage, right? You're up on stage. Some people, if they're like you, they're just flowing from the head. They're not necessarily in conscious thought. Like, so for most people, they have to actually think, okay, what are the pain points of my audience? What are they going through? What are they experiencing? So how do you sort of tailor your speech to ensure that you're touching that message to market match? But before we do that, let's break down like what is even message to market match, because most people I forget, most people may not know what that is. So what is message to market match? Number one, and number two, how can you ensure that you're touching that as a speaker?
Message to market fit in my vocabulary and in my definition, message to market fit is knowing who your ideal audience is and speaking directly to them in a way that they want to be spoken to. That's the key. In a way that they want to be spoken to. So speaking the language of the market, Jay Abraham calls it getting into the mind of the market. And if you haven't done any research, if you're not doing the communication piece, if you're not touching people, if you're not getting out of your house, if you're keeping all of your thoughts in your head, you'll never have feedback. You need the feedback loop to develop message to market fit. Absolutely imperative. So what this looks like is, let's say, okay, so you're making a recipe, you're making eggs. Let's just say we're sitting around food. So I'm gonna use this, right? There's a restaurant out here. So you're making food and you give it to your family. So your family is your market, right? You're raising kids, your kids are your market, your wife is your market. You're making eggs, you give them the eggs, they say, too salty. You say, okay. So you leave out some of the salt. Next day, boom. How's that? Too hot. Okay, you're getting feedback. Based on the feedback, you're able to tailor your presentation. This is the problem. Most people taste their own stuff. They never put it in the marketplace to get the feedback loop. So they never know. And most people stay in that stasis space. They overjudge and they overthink. And they're like, this is too salty. This is too hot. And they're scared to take it to the market. You got to put the plate on the table, guys. You got to take your thoughts and you got to put the plate on the table. They call it a MVC, minimum, an MVP, MVC, minimum viable product or minimum viable content. You got to take something small that is not so expensive because you haven't tried it out in the marketplace yet, and you want to give it to the people and see what the feedback is. This is what we did. This is what we did when the PMIC took place, right? We took our phones and I went live to help people. I gave them a minimum viable product. My voice, my message, live on Facebook costed me nothing. And I got feedback. Based on the feedback, I continued to tweak, pop, and adjust my positioning, marketing, and brand to what the audience told me they wanted. And they didn't just tell me, they showed me through economy of attention first, economics later. Come on now. Come on now, guys. Come on, come on, come on. It never did, Bobby. It never did. It's a figment of imagination. It never did. It was just an opportunity.
So all right, so let's get this right. So guys, put a number one if you understood what Shaan just said. So basically, you're saying that.
Did I go down the block and around the corner?
I don't know. You might.
Did I lose anybody?
I want to make sure everybody gets it right. So we mentioned.
Let me say this real quick, right? I always tell people design your ideal life first. So you got to know what that looks like. My ideal life was always traveling. My ideal life was always traveling, no expense withheld. So I never wanted a limitation on my ability to say yes. I hate the word no. I despise the word no. So I always wanted to be able to say yes. Yes to my children, yes to my wife, yes to any vendors, yes to clients, yes, yes, yes. So I knew what I wanted to do. I knew where I wanted to be. I love the water, man. Personally, I love the water. You got to say to yourself, what do you love? Who do you love? And then design your ideal business around that. Along with the ideal business model. Watch this. Along with the ideal business model, when you say, okay, I want $500 million. I want to be able to be a billionaire. Then that question and that choice dictates the market that you speak to. You can't do that and you're on a shoestring budget. You can't do that on a shoestring budget. So now you say, okay, I'm targeting six-figure earners. I'm targeting six-figure earners who have a high level of education, experience, and expertise. Now you say, okay, I need to speak to them in their language: education, experience, expertise, leadership, competencies, and then you just do it. That's the final gap, is to stop overanalyzing it and just give it to them. I tell people all the time, monetize free, give, serve, and you'll get what you deserve. You got to feed the people, and then the people will give you the feedback loop. This is too salty. This is too hot. This was done right. This is undercooked. And then you can modify, switch, and begin to adjust your message to the market until it fits.
That's really good. That's really good. And I think marketing, and most marketers will tell you this, marketing is just a fancy word for testing.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Most marketers will tell you marketing is just a fancy word for testing. That's all it is. It's just a fancy word for testing, guys. So we put out stuff all the time. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. When it doesn't work, you take it and you say, okay, well, can I change the headline? Can I change this? Can I change that?
Watch this, Junior. Even what appears not to work does work because it informs our process. There's no such thing as a failure. There's no such thing as a loss. There's only a lesson. The problem is people are so scary and self-conscious, they scared to try. And you know, one of the things that makes people, so watch this, fear comes from the unknown, right? Fear comes from the unknown, the X factor, that which cannot be quantified. However, I had clarity. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I wanted. I knew the life that I wanted. I knew the things that I'm from the old Harlem. Remember that. So when I opened my eyes as a young child, I used to see things that were unforgettable, but not the most memorable and not the most peaceful. I used to open my eyes and it was like Vietnam. It was like war torn. It was like a third world country. And I knew what I wanted beyond a shadow of a doubt. Didn't know how I was going to get there, but I had absolute clear certainty on what I wanted. And that's the problem. Most people don't know what they want. They can't decide it. So since they can't decide it and they can't see it, they're driving frantically but going nowhere, or going around in circles because they don't know where they're going. They don't know what the destination is. I knew what the destination was. And everything I do serves to go into the same place. It goes all in the same direction. All roads lead home. All roads lead home. And everywhere I go is another version of that paradise that I had in my mind when I was 13, 14, 15 years old.
Question. Based on what you said, which one comes first? Does clarity come before marketing, or does clarity come after marketing?
You have to have an idea. You have to have an idea of an outcome. You must have an idea of an outcome. And then you market to yourself. Once you have the idea of the outcome, you begin to market to yourself. But you have to know what you want. You have to know what you want. So clarity comes before movement, because people that are scared and unsure and uncertain can't move.
100%. Guys, listen, we're due for another short break. When we come back, more on marketing. Stay tuned.
You know, there's nothing that you cannot overcome in this world except that which you refuse to fight. When I say brand, and authenticity and being the brand, you gotta know your story. You gotta know your story. You gotta own your story, and you gotta be the champion of your story. It's very important that we control our narrative. It's very important that we don't allow anyone else to control our narrative, because when they control our narrative, they control our freedom. They control our freedom and our future. I don't just want it for me, I want it for everybody. It can happen, and it can happen for you, especially when you get branded like a leader.
I'm Jackie Miller, and I was really drawn to Shaan's personality from the moment that I did the Branding Like a Leader challenge. This was the free challenge that he offered. And I'm so glad that he offered it, because I joined the class and I was blown away. First of all, by his giving personality. For me, it was the personality that really drew me in. But then as he was sharing his wealth of knowledge, I realized that there was so much that I didn't know. I already knew there was a lot I didn't know, but there was so much that I didn't know. And he was just freely giving this information. It was evident that he really wanted to help people. And as somebody who likes to help people, that I connected with that. And then I was able to connect not only with Shaan, but then with his team, with Junior and with Jason, Mr. B, and just the entire team has just been absolutely incredible. They are a joy to work with. They go above and beyond. One day, something had come up, and Junior he texted me just to see how I was doing. And that really touched my heart. So that relational piece is there. So if you were having any doubts about what Mr. Shaan Rais and his team with the brand can offer you, let me let you know. It is a treat and it is a joy, and you will not be disappointed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey guys, so we are back. Let's see. Just want to take a couple comments. Shout out to everybody viewing. Shout out to Travis, Coach B, Shade, Bobby,
Phenomenal morning.
we have other people. Phenomenal morning, Yvette, as usual. So Sean, let's talk about it, man. So we spoke about message to market match. My other question is this, and this is where most people, I guess, they mess up. So let's say I know who the ideal client is, right? Most people have problems actually finding that ideal client. What would you recommend for somebody who knows who they want to target, but they're having difficulties actually finding them?
Get in the marketplace. Get in the marketplace. Oh, this is like I mean, it's so conventional wisdom that I don't even mention it sometimes. But get a coach. Get a coach. You're not going to know where to go. So watch this. If I just go to PR or Bimini, right? So we went to PR like right before the end of the year. Right before the end of the year, December, we spent on a cruise. So PR, DR, Bimini, Bahamas. Do you think that I know how to get around? No, I don't. So I hire a guide. If I want some good pescado, right? Some really good salmon, I hire a guide. I don't just wing it. I don't just say, okay, this looks nice. It's beautiful. It looks luxurious. I'm gonna. As a matter of fact, I was talking with one of the people that I know. I was speaking with one of the people that I know who happens to be of Puerto Rican descent, and he knows me, right? He knows me from way back, and he knows like I'm completely fearless when it comes to moving around and being around people. So I'm out of the country. I'm in another place. I've never been here before, and I'm a little like we gonna have fun. And he hit me and he was like, because I went live and I'm live and I'm in PR and I'm like, yo, we over here in PR. And he hit me and he was like, yo, Sean, make sure you don't go too far off the main land. Right? Even though he knows my background, even though he knows where I come from, he's like, and like he know me. And he was like, nah, Sean, like, don't go too far off the main land because there's danger in them dark streets. Right? And those places down the road, you go down the wrong place, like you might not come back from it, no matter where you come from. Like Harlem is different than a real third world country. So I said it's like a third world country, but when you go to a real third world country and you go to a place where you're not known, so watch this, guys. In business, if you've never been in business before, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know the lay of the land. You'll mess around and get caught up with some agency and they'll rape you, rob you, discard you on Facebook ads. You'll say, well, I'm going to start YouTube ads and I'm going to start doing this and I'm going to start go. People are going live, speaking to the wrong people at the wrong time about the wrong thing and doing it consistently. So they got the right idea or the right ladder, but they're going up the wrong wall. So it doesn't make a difference how fast they go. If they're going in the wrong direction, it doesn't make a difference how fast they go in the wrong direction. You want to be in the right direction. And the coaches, the people that have been here, the people that have the success that you want can show you exactly where to go, what roads to stay on, what happens if you go down the block and around the corner, who not to get in a car with, right? And how not to do business. So it's very safe. It's very smart. Same thing in St. Lucia. It's very smart for you to find a guide who knows the lay of the land, someone that you resonate with, someone that you see doing the things that you want to do. And I mean, it's simple. Like you wouldn't go to the Himalayas and just try to climb the mountain unless you're stupid and you have a death wish. If you go to the Himalayas to experience what it's like to hit the summit, you want to find a Sherpa. You want to find a Sherpa who makes his living going up and down and helping people to go up and down successfully. Right? You want to find someone who has taken this trip multiple times and does it like the back of his hand and knows the lay of the land because he was born there, lives there, or dominated and conquered the market or the mountain in this case.
Yeah, Sean, I agree with that 100%. And it's so funny. While you were speaking, I was just thinking of my country.
Yeah,
And
I bet.
it's so it's so interesting. Like you could go down the wrong street and that's it. Like
That's
it's
it.
it's very interesting, guys. So I agree
Never,
that
never be heard from again.
I
And
agree that
somebody else will be like, "Oh, it's so nice out here. It's so beautiful." Yeah, okay. It's so sweet, right?
you know, sometimes we have a lot of we're like a tourist destination, right? So sometimes we have a lot of tourists coming and they're having fun, they're posting videos on social media, and I'm like I'm just praying for them, man, because sometimes they do it in the wrong place. They don't know who they're talking to. So yeah, I agree that yeah. And what's so funny is I recently, so I climbed, I think I told you I climbed the mountain. So guys, in my country we have this famous we have twin peaks in my country, like twin mountains in my country. So they call them pitons. That's what they call them. And tourists come, they go up all the time. And I literally I recently climbed one the other day, and we had a Sherpa. Well, they don't call them Sherpas, but the concept of a Sherpa.
That's
And
right.
man, they made it so easy. They made it so easy, Sean. But trust me, like so many things could have gone wrong because you're going up this steep mountain and it's just crazy, man. But yeah, guys, you definitely want to get somebody who knows the lay of the land. And you know what's so funny? The other day, just to speak to your point, I did a little research. Like I'm always researching stuff. So I typed in top, I think I typed in top social media marketing agencies 2023. And I saw a name come up. And Sean, I could tell you from experience, that's probably not somebody people want to do business with. And they were like number three. They were number three on the list. And I'm like,
Yeah, man.
that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And they were number three on the
Don't
list.
believe the
I'm
hype.
saying for the people who don't know, guys, if for the people who don't know, like a coach will save you a lot of money, a lot of headache, a lot of effort, a lot of time wasted. It's unbelievable. It's literally it's exponential. It's exponential.
Definitely.
Yeah. So let's see. Yvette says, "Welcome to the jungle of marketing." It's so true. It's so true. And let me tell you something. Every coach has a coach. Everybody who you see doing anything, they've had some kind of guide. For me, I've had multiple guides. Sean being one of them, of course, and I'm sure Sean has had many guides himself. So
I talk about them all the time.
yeah, for you to
So
be a phenomenal teacher, you have to be a phenomenal student. For you to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower, and that's something people don't think about. Let's see. Shade again. You need guerrilla fighters. No, shit. Sometimes you just need to be smart, man. Sometimes you just need to be smart. So, Sean, there's a saying: the strong will rule the weak, right? So the strong will rule the weak, but then the wise will rule the strong. So the strong will rule the weak, but the wise will rule the strong. So sometimes the return on your investment could be from what you don't do. Let me say that again. The return on your investment, the way you make your profit, and who knows? Travis knows this because Travis is in the market. Travis is investing every day. He's a trader, so Travis knows. Sometimes your greatest investment comes from the moves that you don't make, not
come
from
on.
what you actually do.
Come
Travis
on.
knows this very well. So guys, you need somebody who's going to tell you, hey, probably you probably shouldn't do this, and that could save you like $100,000. I've even heard you say before, Sean, one bad hire can cost you $1 million. So
Definitely.
sometimes it's all about what you don't do, not necessarily what you do.
This is the next part, right? For the people who get a coach, do what the coach says, right? Don't second guess it. That's the problem. That's the second problem. So the first problem is you don't have a coach. The second problem is you have a coach, but you're not coachable. You will only be successful to the degree that you are coachable. I always say, don't think. Like, don't think. Like, just move. Because, like you said, it's survival of the fittest, right? This is quality of life and death, quality of life, or a slow, miserable, meaningless life, which is akin to death, right? So you can't overthink it. When you've got the right person who's got the right results telling you what move to make, gone. You got to hit it. The only reason we was able to do the amount of numbers that we did and have the amount of impact that we did and earn the account of independence that we have is because it was instantaneous. It wasn't overthought. No one has to sell me. If I see it and it makes sense, I'm gone. You got to move fast. Speed to market is everything.
100%. Speed to market. Let's talk about that. So speed to market. How important? So I know we say speed to market is everything. How important is planning in the process of marketing to you?
To me,
To
not
you?
much at all. To me, not much at all. I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn through the process. I'm going to learn taking the hits. I am a practical application learner. I learned the hard way. I don't like it the soft way, the easy way, the thoughtful way, the pragmatic way. I believe in application. Give me the application way. Just point me in the direction, and I'm done. I'm gone. Like when you start giving me advice, and then you turn around and say something else, I'm down the block and around the corner. I've implemented it and made money off of it, or proved it unsound for my business and my brand. I don't need a lot of information at all. All I need is a hint, an insinuation. A lot of times I don't need you to complete your sentence at all. I just need the energy. All I need is the feeling, the vibration. If it feels right, I'm gone. I'm gone. Like planning is great for planners, right? Application is great for appliers. I am an applier. I am action oriented. Plans are great, but action, what do they say? Innovation eats strategy for breakfast. Innovation eats strategy for breakfast. So while you guys are still thinking and planning, here we are. Here we are. Like I ain't got to talk about it. The proof is in the proof. The results are what the results are. Nothing was perfect. We didn't have a plan. We went live and we helped people. That's what I do. I'll figure it out while I'm there.
100%. Guys, so we're about to go to our last break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
So for me, it was pretty much learning a little bit more about how to communicate, how I can build my personal branding and my personal development. With me, I do a lot of nonprofit work. I also work at Salesforce. So just trying to find better ways that I can network, that I can make sure when I walk into a room that my presence is felt. I felt as if he had a lot of takeaways, especially how he dissected the chessboard and like the king, the queen, the rook, the knight. So I really like that personally, and I love chess too. Life is chess, the world is chess, it's not checkers. So that's what I really like about that.
I'm just a kid from Harlem who God chose to show his favor. Themselves while improving the lives of others. How do you close? How do you really get closure? How do you lock someone in? How do you get the pen to take place? How do you get the signature to take place? And for the pen to work, your mind has to work. When I say your mind has to work, your belief set has to work. Your mindset has to work. You have to know that it's possible. And when I say that it's possible, that you are possible, you have to believe and know within your core being that you are possible, that all the things that you want are possible, that all the things that you see in your mind's eye are possible. The pen just locks them in. The close, when someone says yes, when someone agrees, that's just confirmation. But for confirmation to take place, there first has to be contextual thought. Contextual thought, not just abstract thought. It's abstract when you say, I want to make more money. That's abstract. Contextual is a specific number, a specific amount. The pen makes it concrete. The pen is what makes it concrete and writes it into existence. So you don't want to be so abstract. You want to come back to reality. Come back to reality. Go from conceptual to contextual.
All right, guys. So we are back. Yes. So Shaan, we've been talking about marketing. I want to read a few comments before we get back into it. So Yvette says, yes, do what your coach says and learn to learn a new perspective. That's interesting. Learn to learn a new perspective. Your coach has been where you're going. Learn a different perspective of business. 100%. Shade says that part. Yvette says learn a different perspective for your business. And yeah, that is a different perspective. I can tell you guys right now, Sean's perspective is a little different from your everyday marketer, right? The application perspective is a little different. So marketing is somewhat about planning. You have to plan, especially for direct response. But it works. As long as it works, that's the key, right? As long as it works. There's multiple ways to solve the same problem. Multiple ways to solve the same problem. So Sean, any closing thoughts, man?
Let me say this too, real quick, right? Build a team and surround yourself with people who think differently. If everybody's a quarterback, then there's no running back. Nobody's the wide receiver. Like, you got to surround yourself with other people who can do the different things that you're not, that are not your sweet spot. So I'm a QB. I see it, I throw the pass and hit it. Like, that's my thing. And sometimes I'll fake the pass and hit it because I close the show. I clean it up. That's me. You want to identify yourself. So remember, awareness, brand development, leadership development, self-awareness, know who you are, know what your skill sets are, and take account for it. And then say to yourself, okay, I am a blank. This is the role that I fill. Who do I need around me to accentuate my talents? Who do I need around me that can close gaps and do things differently? Go ahead, Junior. I just wanted to say that real quick.
No, that's very important. That's very important because I think most people need to be reminded that a business is not just you.
Nope.
A business is not just you. So a business is an organization of people. It's not about just you. And everybody's way is right. Everybody's way is right. So you may have a different way of doing it. Somebody else may have a different way of doing it. But to me, as long as you get to the same goal, the same destination, then what's the point anyways? Right? What's the point anyways? And by the way, I think it's very important that even if you like to plan, and I'm a high C, so I can say this. I think it's very important that even if you like to plan, you have to know when to pull out what. So sometimes planning is not planning. Like Bruce Lee says, the best strategy is sometimes no strategy, right? But then you also have to know when the best strategy is actually putting together a strategy. So I think it works both ways, and people have to be flexible. I could remember during the 2019, 2020 period, we spoke about CEOs being able to be flexible in their approach and how the shift in the global economy is asking for a different kind of CEO, a different kind of organization that is not very rigid, but can pivot on a dime and could shift very quickly. And there was a specific word that you used in a video that I'm trying to remember right now. But oh yeah, you used the word agile.
Yes.
Agile.
Yes.
So having that agility, the ability to switch from being rigid to being fluid and being rigid again, then being fluid again, and knowing when to do it. Having that agility, very
There's
important.
another one. There's another one. IQ, EQ, and AQ. So IQ is the intelligent quotient, right? Your IQ, how smart you are. Then there's the EQ, your emotional quotient, how emotionally intelligent you are, how empathetic you are, how sensitive you are to the frequencies and the energies of others. And then there's adversity quotient, which is how resilient you are in times of adversity. And it is becoming more and more apparent that EQ trumps IQ, but AQ trumps EQ.
Hmm. Say that one more time.
All
You
of it?
said AQ. Hold on. You said
Okay.
AQ is what is the adversity quotient?
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So there's IQ, which is the intelligent quotient, the intelligence quotient. Then there's EQ, which is the emotional quotient. And there's AQ, which is the adversity quotient. It has recently been discovered that in terms of success, in terms of longevity in business, relationships, social structures, organizations, in two ways: qualitative and quantitative. So, qualitative meaning you move up and people feel good about you, quantitative meaning you make more money and have more impact. So, bottom line and top line. The EQ, emotional intelligence, trumps the IQ, which is the intelligence quotient. However, it is becoming more and more apparent that AQ trumps EQ, and AQ is the adversity quotient and the ability to be resilient, flexible, agile under pressure and in times of crisis and change.
Nice. Nice. I've never heard that concept. So it's literally the first time you're hearing about the AQ. But you know what's incredible? I've heard that there are like 9 kinds of intelligence.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't ask me what they are right now. I don't remember all of them. But I've heard that there's 9 kinds of intelligence. So just keep that in mind. And when we look at the way people go about solving problems differently, then we have to keep it in mind that the world is very broad and that we use different tools to go about achieving the same results. So Sean, tell us a little bit about what you have coming up. So you've said that you may not be able to make the show tomorrow, right?
No, no, I'll be speaking
Yeah.
tomorrow. And listen, guys, I want you to understand this too, right? So everywhere we speak, we can't say all the clients we have, we can't say, right? So there's NDA, and then there's, I guess, public knowledge, public sector. And you'll understand this in your business. How do they call it? Confidentiality. Confidentiality. You will work with people who you won't be able to disclose who they are if you're good. If you're good at what you do, everyone you work with will not be publicly acknowledged for being your client, right? However, this is a fact. No one will become your client if you don't market, right? So and I always say this too. One speaking event is marketing for your next 5. One satisfied client is your testimony for the next 5 and 10 years. So you got to give a phenomenal show every single time. You got to provide a phenomenal service every single time. Your phenomenal service is your marketing. So you market on the front end to acquire the client, then you market on the back end to service and fulfill the client's greatest desires and their desired results. That's marketing. That's marketing. Everything. Write this down, guys. Everything is marketing.
That's right. Listen, guys, if you want to learn more about marketing, go to the link down below, www.livedeepdive.com. This Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we'll be talking a little bit more about marketing. We'll be dropping a couple gems. Sean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to tap in. Will you be able to tap in?
Most likely not. Most likely not. This entire weekend has been bought and paid for. Right. So I'm physically present. That's another thing, guys. Coaching doesn't only take place on the Zoom. Coaching doesn't only take place on the phone. Sometimes coaching, speaking, consulting takes place face to face. We out the house. Like we out the house. We outside. We are outside. So you got to get out the house and get off the couch. Get off the couch, get out the house, and get into the marketplace. Invest the money, guys. If you don't know what you're doing in marketing, invest the money. We have the scripts. Like, we know exactly what you need to do to get off the couch and out the house and on not only the flights, but on first class. And stay in luxury hotels and have fun and enjoy your life while impacting the lives of others. Marketing like a leader. You don't only have to come to the free calls. Stop doing yourself that injustice. Make the investments and get the deep dive so you can get the core deliverable, which is the competency of what you need to do. Go deep with it. Stop skimming the surface and stop, it's cool. Like, come to the Breakfast with the Brand, but on the other side of it, take the action that is required to become a purveyor and not just a surveyor. Come on, man. Stop playing games, man. You like that, right, Junior? So you had to think about that, right? Become a purveyor and not just a surveyor. We have a course called Marketing Like a Leader. What are you waiting for? Well, I give ye permission, right? Ye have been crowned with permission to be successful and be phenomenal. Come on, stop waiting. Stop waiting and going around it. Like, jump in. There's a deep end. Walk with me down to the deep end and let me push your head in the water and baptize you in this phenomenal life.
Definitely, guys. Listen, we're about to wrap up the show. Shaan, any final comments before we wrap up?
Brand you, not what you do. Stop being the BKS, become the OVO. Stop being the best kept secret, become the only viable option. Or you're going to continue to watch others live your phenomenal life. But watch this. I honestly believe that your children deserve this background too. I honestly believe that while you're out doing phenomenal things, your children deserve to see a phenomenal background. Your wife deserves to be at the hotel having a phenomenal background and enjoying her life because you're a provider. That's my honest to God truth. I don't believe that anybody's children were born more entitled or should just have more than yours. And it started with me. I had a belief that nobody's children deserved to enjoy more than mine. Nobody's wife deserved to enjoy more luxury and freedom than mine, independence than mine. So my first thing was to retire her and then figure it out. And here we are working. Get to work. Make the investment. Stop waiting. Stop watching. I would rather you not watch and apply. I would rather you not watch but work. Don't survey, purvey. Become a purveyor. Learn what you need to learn. Earn what you need to earn by investing what you need to invest. I'm only here by way of investment. Let's grow.
All right, guys, let's grow.